So, I just want to give little thoughts about this whole Ukraine thing and so forth. And I think a narrative that I've seen being read, especially in sports and so forth, is why isn't there the same energy for for things happening in Syria, in Yemen, in Palestine, as there is for Ukraine? Because look, man, I mean, there are innocent people that are being killed in Syria, Yemen, in Palestine as well, kids as well. So talking about Ukraine. And this is what people have to understand. You have to be realistic with how the world works, because the world works in a very specific way. People care about what means most to them. That's just the reality. Ukraine is a European country, and the people there are white. For America, for England, for France, for Germany, these are people that are mostly populated by white people. So when they see other people who look like them suffering and so forth, they will feel much greater, deeper emotion than black people, brown people. Let's look about black people and brown people, but the degree of emotion won't be the same. It just won't be the same. You can see, for me, like I told you, Israel and Palestine ain't a political situation. It ain't a political issue. Like, it's like you can't just ransack and go into someone else's land that's ain't your land if you don't have any evidence for that land. But like, that's what it is. And I see, when I just look at this whole Ukraine thing, man, it is because you see, you have to look at stuff that is deeper. What Putin is doing is wrong. What he's doing is mad, and they will be not stopping him. And it's just sad to see what is happening in Ukraine. Also, what's happening in Palestine, because Ukraine isn't so much special than any other place. What's happening in Ukraine isn't worse than what's happening in Palestine for decades. It's not. It's not worse. Okay. So, but my thing though is, you have to understand that this is about territory. You have to look beyond what you see on the surface. All the stuff we see on press conferences and so forth, no, that's baby stuff. The real stuff is what happens in the Oval Office, what happens behind closed doors, which is about territory. Because the long-term goal from the West is to turn Russia into a capitalist democratic country away from communism. And to do that, it's about gaining territory. Because if Ukraine now becomes into NATO, that is now slowly encroaching onto the border of Russia, and they're slowly seeping into trying to now turn various regions of Russia into capitalist places. And Putin sees that and is like, oh, bro, I need to keep a hold of Ukraine and so forth. So there are deeper stuff that is happening here, and there are deeper things that's playing. And I think the wider context is and this has been going on for freaking decades. That's what the Vietnam War was about. This is the war of ideologies, of the communist ideology, China, North Korea, Russia, and the capitalist democratic ideology, which is mostly of the West, and we're all stuck in the middle. So it is what it is, but like I just say, whenever you do this stuff, never look at what's on the surface. Like, oh my gosh, wow, Ukraine is bad, Russia's evil, and so forth. Because yeah, it's bad. What Putin is doing is bad. It's bad. He's crazy for doing so, and he can't win. He can't win. But you need to look between the lines and look far deeper into how these things are operating, man. Think on it.